environmental justice. And he'll pay for it by rolling back that tax cut for billionaires. And Joe sees this moment not just as a chance to get back to where we were, but to finally make long overdue changes so that our economy actually makes life a little easier for everybody. The waitress trying to raise her kid on her own. The student trying to figure out how to pay for next semester's classes. The shift worker who's always on the edge of getting laid off. The cancer survivor who's worried about her pre-existing conditions protections being taken away. Let me tell you something, Pennsylvania. This I know to be true. Joe and Kamala will protect your health care and expand Medicare and make insurance more affordable for everybody.
Oh, guys.
You know, Republicans love to say right before an election that they'll protect your pre-existing conditions. Now, Joe and I actually protected your policies to make sure people with pre-existing conditions could get health insurance and have coverage. We did it through something called the Affordable Care Act, AKA Obamacare. And Republicans tried to repeal or undermine it more than 60 times. And when they've been asked about it, they keep on promising, we're going to have a great replacement. They said, it's coming. It's been coming in 2 weeks for the last 10 years. Where is it? Where is this great plan to replace Obamacare? They've had 10 years to do it. There is no plan. They've never had one. Instead, they've attacked the Affordable Care Act at every turn, driving up costs, driving up the uninsured. Now they're trying to dismantle your care in the Supreme Court as we speak, as quickly as they can, in the middle of a pandemic, with nothing but empty promises to take its place. As quickly as they can. It's shameful. The idea that you would take health care away from people at the very moment where people need it most, what is the logic of that? There is no logic. Joe knows that the first job of a president is to keep us safe from all threats, foreign, domestic, or microscopic. When the daily intelligence briefings flash warning signs about a virus, a president can't ignore them. He can't be AWOL. Just like when Russia puts bounties on the heads of our soldiers in Afghanistan, the commander-in-chief can't be missing in action. I can tell you this, Joe Biden would never call the men and women of our military suckers or losers. Who does that? He knows these heroes are somebody's children, somebody's spouse, somebody's dad or mom. He understands that. And he's going to restore our standing in the world because he knows that America's true strength comes from setting an example that the world wants to follow. A nation that stands with democracy, not dictators. A nation that can mobilize and inspire others to overcome threats like climate change and terrorism and poverty and disease. And with Joe and Kamala at the helm, you're not going to have to think about the crazy things they said every day. And that's worth a lot. You're not going to have to argue about them every day. It just won't be so exhausting. You might be able to have a Thanksgiving without having an argument. You'll be able to go about your lives knowing that the president is not going to retweet conspiracy theories about secret cabals running the world, or that Navy SEALs didn't actually kill bin Laden. Think about that. The president of the United States retweeted that. Imagine. What?
And I just need to make sure we're actually rolling.
We're not going to have a president that goes out of his way to insult anybody who doesn't support him. or threaten them with jail. That's not normal presidential behavior. We wouldn't tolerate it from a high school principal. We wouldn't tolerate it from a coach. We wouldn't tolerate it from a coworker. We wouldn't tolerate it in our own family, except for maybe crazy uncle somewhere, you know. He's
the crazy uncle.
Why would we expect
that seems to work
and accept this from the President of the United States? And why are folks making excuses for that? Oh, well, that's just him. No. There are consequences to these actions. They embolden other people to be cruel and divisive and racist. And it frays the fabric of our society. And it affects how our children see things. And it affects the ways that our families get along. It affects how the world looks at America. That behavior matters. Character matters. And by the way, while he's doing all that, it distracts all of us from the truly destructive actions that his appointees are doing all across the government, actions that affect your lives. You know, the Environmental Protection Agency that's supposed to protect our air and our water is right now run by an energy lobbyist that gives polluters free rein to dump unlimited poison into our air and water. The Labor Department, that's supposed to protect workers and their rights. Right now, it's run by a corporate lobbyist who's declared war on workers. Guts protections to keep essential folks safe during a pandemic. Makes it easier for big corporations to shortchange them on their wages. The Interior Department, that's supposed to protect our public lands and wild spaces, our wildlife and our wilderness. And right now that's run by an oil lobbyist who's determined to sell them to the highest bidder. You've got the Education Department that's supposed to give every kid a chance, and that's run by a billionaire who guts rules designed to protect students from getting ripped off by for-profit colleges and stiff-armed students looking for loan relief in the middle of an economic collapse. I mean, the person who runs Medicaid right now is doing their best to kick people off of Medicaid instead of sign them up for Medicaid. Come on. When Joe and Kamala are in charge, they're not going to surround themselves with hacks
Frank,
and
we
lobbyists.
had some
But they're
technical
going to
difficulties on the last
appoint
one, but people are
qualified
starting to come
public
back
servants who
Appreciate you
actually
guys
care
checking it
about
out.
looking out for you, for your job, for your family, for your health, for your security, for your planet. And that, more than anything, is what separates them from their opponents. They actually care about every American.
They care, yeah, exactly.
Including the ones that don't agree with them.
Brock. Yeah, thanks, guys.
And they're going to fight
now that the audio's working, hit that
for
like
you
button, and that'll bring more
every
people
day.
on the stream, get more discussions
They
going.
care about you, and they care about this democracy. They believe in a democracy. The right to vote is sacred. And that we shouldn't be making people wait in line for 10 hours to cast their ballot. We should be making it easier for everybody to vote. They believe that no one, especially the president, is above the law. They understand that protest on behalf of social justice isn't un-American. That's the most American thing there is. That's how this country was founded, protesting injustice.
Yeah, thanks, Gideon. I just had to restart the
They
software.
understand we don't threaten our political opponents, threatening to throw them in jail just because we disagree with them.
Yeah, he's making the bigger picture.
They
Painting the bigger
understand that
picture
our
of Trump
ability
being
to
an
work
autocrat.
together to solve big problems like a pandemic
bordering on
depends
tyrant.
more than on just photo ops. It depends on actually learning the facts and following the science and not just making stuff up whenever it's convenient. Our democracy is not going to work if the people who are supposed to be our leaders lie every day and just make things up. I mean, and we've just become numb to it. We just become immune to it every single day. Fact checkers can't keep up.
Yeah. I made that video.
And look, this notion.
I made that video a couple days ago about Donald Trump speaking to reporters before getting on Air Force One in Arizona, and literally everything he said was false. Just lie after lie after lie.
Of truthfulness and democracy and citizenship and being responsible. These aren't Republican or Democratic principles, they're American principles. They're what we most of us grew up learning from our parents and our grandparents. They're not white or black or Latino or Asian values, they're American values. Human values.
Human values, there you go.
And we need to reclaim them. We have to get those values back at the center of our public life. And we can, but to do it, we've got to turn out like never before. We cannot leave any doubt in this election. Because you know, the president's already said, if this is even close, I'm going to just make stuff up. He's already started to do it. So we can't have any doubt. We can't be complacent. I don't care about the polls. There were a whole bunch of polls last time. Didn't work out because a whole bunch of folks stayed at home and got lazy and complacent. Not this time. Not in this election. Not this time. Listen. I understand why a lot of Americans can get frustrated by government and can feel like it doesn't make a difference.
Jacob, we haven't seen much of Melania.
Even supporters of mine
to go on the trail
during my 8 years. There were times where stuff we wanted to get done didn't get done, and people said, well, you know, gosh, if Obama didn't get it done,
No,
then,
Dylan,
you know, maybe
I'm
it's
sorry,
just
man.
not going to happen.
No, I'm sorry, bro.
Look,
Dylan,
government is not going to
we're not
solve
talking
every
about
problem.
that.
It's true.
Dylan, because that's Russian disinformation.
Every elected
If
official
you
is
want to
gonna
keep
make
up with
some
that, you can do that on
mistakes.
another stream.
This is a big, complicated country, and the system's designed so that change happens slowly. It doesn't happen overnight. And believe me, I've got firsthand experience with the way Republicans in Congress abuse the
Dylan, we're
rules to
talking
make
about
it
Barack
easy
Obama's
for
speech right
special
now,
interests
man.
to stop progress.
We can talk about that on another stream. You got
But
one
we
more chance
can
to
make
comment.
things better. And we sure shouldn't be making things worse. A president by himself can't solve every challenge in a global economy. But if we've got Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in the White House and a House and Senate that are focused on working people, it can make a difference and get millions of people the help they need. A president by himself can't eliminate all racial bias in our criminal justice system, but if we've got district attorneys and state's attorneys and sheriffs and police chiefs focused on equality and justice, it can make things better.
So this is one of the points that Barack was making earlier when he was meeting with community leaders, is he's really trying to get people to vote down ballot, try to change things at the local levels. And that's what Barack Obama is mainly focused on quite a bit throughout his campaigns and his time in office, is getting change at the local level.
In Pennsylvania, you just got to flip 9 seats in your state House, just 5 seats in your state Senate to give Democrats control and new life for policies that'll make a real difference to working families right now It can make things better. And in the end, Pennsylvania, that's what voting's about. Making things better. Not making things perfect, but putting us on track so that a generation from now we can look back and say, things got better starting now. And that's what voting's about. Voting's about using the power we have and pooling it together to get a government that's more concerned and more responsive and more focused on you and your lives and your children and your grandchildren and future generations. And the fact that we don't get 100% of what we want right away is not a good reason not to vote. It means we've got to vote and then get some change and then vote some more and then get some more change and then keep on voting until we get it right. And we will never come close to seeing what it would be like if everybody voted. When I hear people saying, well, I don't know, your voting doesn't make a difference. We don't know because usually no more than half the people who could be voting vote.
There you go.
We get 50, 55% of people voting, and then people say, well, look, you know, not enough change happened. Well, imagine what would happen if 60% voted.
Yeah.
What about 70%?
Yep.
Imagine January 20th when we swear in a president and a vice president who have a plan to get us out of this mess, who believe in science and have a plan to protect this planet for our kids, and who care about working Americans.
Yeah, and if African Americans didn't have one polling center for, you know, tens of thousands of people, right? They didn't have to wait in line for 11 hours to cast their ballot, or they weren't messed up, their registrations weren't messed up, or their early polling centers weren't targeted by the GOP to close them after a few days, or to just not even open them at all. You know, the GOP is pushing lawsuit after lawsuit in states across the country. So it's also a huge part of it, right? Voter suppression.
Have a plan to help you start getting ahead, and who believe in racial equality and gender equality and believe in not discriminating against people because of their sexual orientation, and are willing to bring us closer to an America where no matter what we look like and where we come from and who we love and what our last name is,
yeah, absolutely.
If we go out there and we work, we can make it. And we're part of an American family. All of that is possible. All of that is within our reach if we vote. Because let me tell you something, Pennsylvania, people ask me sometimes, they say, man, how have you been able to take it these last 4 years, just watching all this? How do you keep your spirits up? And I tell them, I say, look, for all the times these last 4 years that we've seen our worst impulses revealed, we've also seen what our country can be at its best. We've seen folks of every age and background who've packed city centers and airports and town squares just so families wouldn't be separated, so another classroom wouldn't get shot up, so our kids wouldn't grow up on an uninhabitable planet. We've seen Americans of all races joining together to declare in the face of injustice that Black Lives Matter. No more, but no less, so that no child in this country feels the continuing sting of racism. We've seen folks, our essential workers, our healthcare workers, risking their lives day in, day out to save somebody else's loved ones. We've seen people volunteer and contribute to help those who are having an especially difficult time right now. That's true in Pennsylvania. That's true all across the country. America is a good and decent place. But we've just seen so much noise and nonsense that sometimes it's hard for us to remember. Philadelphia, I'm asking you to remember what this country can be, what it's like when we treat each other with respect and dignity, what it's like when our elected officials actually behave responsibly. I'm asking you to believe in Joe's ability, in Kamala's ability to lead this country out of these dark times and help us build it back better. Because we can't abandon those who are hurting right now. We can't abandon the children who aren't getting the education they need right now. We can't abandon those protesters who inspired us. We've got to channel their activism into action. We can't just imagine a better future. We've got to fight for it. We've got to out-hustle the other side. We got to outwork the other side. We've got to vote like never before and leave no doubt. So make a plan right now for how you're going to get involved and vote. Do it as early as you can. Tell your family, tell your friends how they can vote. Don't stop with Joe and Kamala. Make sure you vote all the way down the ticket. And if we pour all our efforts into these 13 days, if we vote up and down the ticket like never before, then we will not only elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, we will also leave no doubt about what this country that we love stands for. We will not leave any doubt about who we are as a people and the values and ideals that we embrace. What Lincoln called the better angels of our nature, those are still in us. We see them operating every single day. We see them in neighborhoods. We see them in churches and synagogues and mosques and temples. We see them in people helping out a neighbor. We see them inside our own families. We see that what is best in us is still there. But we've got to give it voice. And we've got to do it now. So let's get to work, people. Let's bring this home. I love you, Philadelphia. Honk if you're fired up. Honk if you're ready to go. Are you fired up? Are you ready to go? Are you fired up? Are you ready to go?
Even he thinks it's hilarious.
Let's go make it happen. I love you,
man.
Philadelphia. Thank you.
Oh man. Finally some responsible, some respectful hope. You know? A light at the end of this dark tunnel that we're in. We got a couple more weeks to go, a couple more weeks of pressing, a couple more weeks of hustling. I hope you guys have made a plan to vote. I'm here in California, so I have my mail-in ballot getting ready to go. Man, great speech. Great speech by BO. You know, he's not getting down in the dirt with him. He's just keeping it real, you know, and that's why he will, you know, that's why he's a legend, and that's why he'll always be remembered, because he had the ability to keep it real when there's just so much, you know, chaotic noise around, and especially in Washington, D.C. Like, we thought Washington, D.C. was bad with just the Republican Party. You know what I mean? With just these disgusting GOP congressmen and senators bringing snowballs onto the floor, yelling at him, "You lie," during his State of the Union. You know, just being disgusting politicians that represent the worst of us in the country. And then they went a step further and like put Trump in, which is just like, I guess, where else do you go? Like, if you're already sinking down to the bottom, like, there's no direction, but I guess they just had further to fall, you know? The only direction is up, but not with that GOP, right? Not with the GOP. Because it's not a truly democratic political party. You know, the GOP is run and backed by millionaires and billionaires and energy companies and people that don't have the best interest of the American people. And I think what we're seeing is a huge backlash against that. We've seen it over the past 4 years, and we're going to continue to see it. That's the direction we're headed in. The American electorate is the most informed they've ever been. We've ever been. We have access to information at our fingertips in a split second, which we're seeing can be used for bad, right? And I think a lot of tech companies learn their lesson, right? I think it's completely fixed? No, because we still have Google putting the New York Post on my Google News page. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you giving a tabloid, news accreditation? Like, you shouldn't be doing that. But I think Facebook, I think YouTube, YouTube has banned QAnon. Facebook is Facebook, and Mark Zuckerberg is going to resist everything he can to um, to make changes that would affect his bottom line. But I think we're seeing that people have now they're waking up and they're realizing that, okay, like, we have to take action. And I think a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump and who ate, who were fed the misinformation of 2016 about Hillary Clinton, I think they've woken up, and they've realized, like, okay, like, I don't have to come out and say I've been conned. I'm just gonna vote. I'm gonna vote for Joe Biden. So that's what we got to do. Got to vote for Joe. Got to keep it going. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll hang out for a couple more minutes. I was thinking about watching the Trump rally, but I don't even think I have the patience. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And I had a great video that I put out earlier about Rudy Giuliani and him being caught by Borat. That's a good video. I also put I also put my Reflect News page in the description if you guys want to check that out. Some of these conservative YouTube commenters doesn't really like they're so quick to be so harsh, and it just proves that they don't really on. Hey, there's Celine. Streamlabs, I know it's a bot, and it just keeps it keeps the comments kind of just moderates them. It will be one of his last speeches. All right, well, let's see if all right, well, let's find his speech. Honk for Trump cam? What is this? Okay. Oh boy. All right, let's see. Is Trump talking? Yes, the Wall Street Journal. They do have Huh, okay, so it doesn't look like Donald has taken the stage yet. Yeah, we're still waiting for him. Huh. Oh boy. Yeah, seriously. Radical left is destroying your party. Keep up the good work. Aw, BM, dude. Bye. No, BM. Ah, ignorance. I do not stand for ignorance. Hmm. All right. So let's wait. Wait and see what we got. Okay. Uh, oh. With me. God. You know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna put some calming, a calming background. And put. Hmm. Okay. Range. Wait. DC. What does that say? DC4L Bay. Thank you for subscribing. On the bottom there, we have our latest member, Robin Berry, who is awesome. He signed up for Reflex membership for $1.99 a month, and that goes straight towards helping me to make more videos, which is awesome. You can do that back on the channel page if you'd like to do that, youtube.com/c/reflect news. And yeah, we're gonna wait for the dawn. Hello, where is he? Where is he? In North Carolina. Everybody. I made a comment yesterday on one of my videos. Have you guys noticed that like Donald Trump sounds like even his insides want out? Like even like his vocal cords are like, get me out of this thing. Oh, this sack of flesh. Disgusting. Jacob, I have my mail-in ballot downstairs. I'm planning to go over that with my parents. My dad worked for the city of San Diego, so he has a lot of knowledge behind what propositions will do. Because we have I'm here in California, so there's a ton of propositions to vote on. Yeah, so it's always good to have a conversation with him to see what he thinks. Just kind of poke his brain, pick his brain, poke his brain. Huh, I don't want to do that. Doberman Pack, I've been called out for capping. Even your name is all caps. Oh man. Oh no. Jacob, do you plan to mail in your ballot, or are you going to show up at the polls? My name is Brendan Plank. Yeah, here I'll throw that up. Put up a little. There we go. That looks pretty good. Oh, nice, Jacob. Nice, Jacob. Thoughts on John Ratcliffe, the former congressman, the guy who's now, what is he, the envoy to, is he, what's his position? Isn't he intelligence now? Yeah, director of national intelligence. What? I think he's a crock. What do you what do you mean? Dude, if it has anything to do with Hunter Biden's laptop, I'm not even going to talk about that. Dude, like, it's bogus. It's bogus. Like, we're not talking about that, man. Like, not on my channel, man. There are so many other issues to be talking about, and things to be worried about. You and the media, yeah, Dylan, because it's bogus, man. Because the only the New York Post was the only outlet that would release that because they're a bunch of jokes and Rupert Murdoch owns them. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, Dylan. Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Like, come on, man. Oh, you know, I think Donald was supposed to go on like 45 minutes ago. Oh my God, look at that crowd. Oh my God. Ugh. That's awesome, Dylan. I mean, I don't like, I don't understand how you can vote for this guy after the past 4 years, after what we know. The guy does he only cares about himself, man, and he's lazy. Like, he's the worst president we've had. President we've ever had. Like, uh, I'm sorry you voted for him, Dylan, but that's, I mean, he's not going to win. This is going to be the biggest electoral victory in history. It's going to be devastating. It's, yeah. Yeah. Oh, God, Richard. Ugh. I'm, oh, that was me. No. Oh man, I like the influx of some conservative commenters. Oh, did you see Lightning Celine? Huh. I wonder if she's giving us an update.
Switching is easy.
Nope. No thanks. What are you? they're, ah, they're trying to. They're advertising for this for a cell phone. Oh, it's so gross. Oh man. Oh, it's so gross. Patriot. What a joke. Oh man. I hope he doesn't win, but could he start a civil war if he doesn't? No. No. A lot of these Trump people are just all this. There's going to be acts of violence. People could get killed, like that 17-year-old who showed up and killed those two protesters. But a civil war? Oh, please. There's the military, any military general who like even discussed that, they'd just be like, you're so done. Like the top military establishment. Like the intelligence and military, they think Donald Trump is a joke. They had to bring him pictures for his intelligence briefings because the dude was trying to like order milkshakes in 2017 at his golf course, where he has intelligence meetings at his golf course and he's like bringing waiters into the room. Have you guys tried the milkshakes here? They're the best. And the intelligence guys are like, dude, what, man? Like, do you know how important a minute of my time is? Like, Americans live or die based on a moment of my time, and you want to talk to me about motherfucking milkshakes? Like, no. The intelligence community thinks Donald Trump is a joke. It is a personality cult, Jacob, and it's also like there are parts of this country where white people were so what? What's going on? Uh-oh. We live? What? Right. I'm having a little issue with technical stuff here. We do have audio now. We do have audio. But now YouTube is trying to demonetize the stream. YouTube is a joke. YouTube is there. Yeah, Richard had, dude. There was some, like, you know, Obama does have like see, but see, I don't know. Can you really call it a cult when like people from all different like walks of life, you know, support the person, all different ethnic backgrounds? You know what I mean? I don't think you really can, Richard. I think when you see like all those white people like at a Trump rally, you're just like, what? That's a cult. This is great. He was made out of. I don't know what that, dude. But whatever. All right. So, I don't know. She's a right side broadcasting person. I don't know. Yeah. I don't even. I can't even. Hey, mommy. Oh, Junkyard Joe and your drone strikes. Yeah, dude. Barack Obama is the one. He's responsible for all the drone strikes. Yeah, dude. Okay, man. Right. Junkyard Joe, were you alive? How old are you, man? Were you alive during the Bush years? Were you? You want to talk about like neoliberalism? You want to talk about neoconservatism? You want to talk about like the wars? You want to talk about the military spending? Nina, I am back. I had to reset my software. Junkyard Joe, yeah, you're in your mid-20s, man. I'm like a decade older than you, and like I had to live through the Bush years. Like, you want to talk about drone strikes, homie? Like, please, don't even bring that weak stuff, dude. Drone strikes. What's the difference between, like, seriously, bro? This is my point, man. With drone strikes, what's the difference between a drone dropping a bomb and a pilot dropping a bomb? Like, what? Like, I'm not quite sure what your point is, though, man. What is your point? He used drones? I don't. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Thank you guys for all liking the stream. Appreciate it. If you guys are hanging around for the Trump rally, which who knows when that's going to happen. I think it was scheduled for 50 minutes ago, I think. Dude, Vince here, bro. If you think Joe Biden is racist, bro, like, wake up, man. Let's see. Let's see if they even have a rally. Looks like we got some commotion going on the stage here. Huh. They're wearing masks. People on stage. A couple people in the background wearing masks. Okay, so hold on, Dylan, Vince here. Is Donald Trump racist? I just want to make sure we're we're coming at this from a sense of you know, rationality here, but I'm not quite sure if you guys where you guys are coming from. Yeah. Okay, Dylan. Okay, Dylan. You think Joe Biden's racist? You don't think Donald Trump is racist, dude. Dylan, bro. Yeah. Oh, I don't think that's very racist. I think that's pretty fact, Vince here. Fact. Dylan, not from what who says, not from what Donald Trump says. Donald Trump talking about how like the suburbs are under attack by Black Lives Matter protesters. Come on, man. Trying to scare women in the suburbs. that black men are coming for them, that blacks are coming for them. Look up the Central Park Five, man. Dude, yeah, come on, man. Yeah, yeah, Jacob, good point, man. He says all the time, what does he say to Ilhan Omar? She's trying to tell us how to run our country. Just disgusting racism. Disgusting racism. Hmm. Vince here, it's funny that you like want to talk about like all these things that Biden said. Like, dude, are, are do you have a problem with anything Trump says? Do you want to, or are you just good? You just, oh yeah, like be reasonable here, man. Like, what are you trying to do, man? Okay, here we go. We're back. I don't think Trump's gonna make it. I don't know what's going on. All right, Vince, I've had enough of you, man. Thank you. You. Bye bye. This water bottle is the worst water bottle. My goodness. Chase Louise. Yeah, no problem, Nina. It was just getting to the point where he was just spamming. So it's like, all right, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. Uh-oh, Celine. That Streamlabs is back for you. Oh, man. I honestly, Celine, I don't know how to I don't know how to fix that. Like maybe it's Would you guys watch if I played Among Us? Did you guys see AOC and her Twitch stream? It's got 5 million views in 24 hours. You played Among Us, which is a game where you have to there's a group of like 10 people, I think, and then 2 of them are like secret assassins and they have to go around like killing the other characters, and then every time there's like a death, you all get together and like discuss, you know, who was where and what they were doing and who you think it was. I kind of want to play that, and I kind of want to stream it. Yeah, Jacob, if you haven't checked out the AOC Twitch stream, check it out, man. I had fun. I watched her for about like a half an hour this morning. Uh, they were having a lot of fun. She played with Ilhan Omar. She played with Ilhan Omar's daughter. It's pretty cool. Yes, I did. I did make the Streamlabs a moderator because I didn't think it would be. I didn't think it was. I thought there were things we could do. There was things I could do with them being a moderator, like post like a welcome message when people. Yeah, like that. Thank you for subscribing. Diva Marvelous O'Neill. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm not even watching this stream. I'm watching all the comments. If you vote for Trump, you ain't. Yeah, Stacy, that's true. I completely agree with them. I think most black people you talk to would agree with them too. That's why Donald Trump is polling in single digits with African Americans, because the guy is a joke. Well, so I'm on Streamlabs right now, and I'm trying to like see if I can like make any adjustments so that Celine can spam in all caps like she likes to do. Which is not really spamming, Celine. You're just vocalizing loudly over the internet, which I totally get. Yeah, but I'll check it out. I'll check it out for next time, Celine. Next stream. See what I can do. Oh, here he comes. Here comes the Donald. So late. Oh, he's so late. Yeah, it says he was supposed to. Who knows? Who knows when this was slated for? Maybe 7 p.m. Is that what, I mean? That's what this YouTube channel says. All right, so doesn't his dance remind you of Elaine Bennis from Seinfeld, just without the kicks? It's that stupid, like, kind of like, he can't even like, and the way he like rocks. Oh, he's just so terrible. Oh, Donald. He'd be on Benny's. I mean, who knows? Maggie, what? What? See, I can't see. Okay, here, I can see the deleted messages. Wait, where is it? Oh, you just said no. Capital N O. Put some. Okay, I am working on getting this thing ready to go. Done get stage. Oh, Ooh. There we go. That looks good. Okay. This is what I want to know. Do you think he will throw stuff into the audience? And I would love to see the cameras like hang on, just like stick around to see if people are like COVID. Disgusting Trump COVID hat. Ugh. 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 Not showing any ads. Crap out of here. All right. All right, let's see what we got here. A t-shirt gun. Yeah. Jacob, great question, man. So it's funny. I was going to make a video about this today. Maybe I'll just cut this up. But essentially, he joked about leaving the country if he loses last week, right? I've been saying for months that he is moving to Russia. It's a joke. It's actually a joke inside Russia that he will be the new neighbor for Yanukovych. Yanukovych was the Russian-backed leader of the Ukraine. After he was ousted, he went to Russia on a trip, right? And then said that there were threats against his life and that he couldn't return and that Russia was going to protect him. And so now he lives in Russia, in a skyscraper in Russia. The joke is that Donald Trump will be his neighbor. Very, very easily could happen. Very easily could happen. Donnie, you didn't bring anything for the people? What's wrong with you, man? People just want to be part of you, Donnie. Cringe. I can't unmute it right now because they are undoubtedly playing some song protected by copyright. Here we go. Ugh. Still playing crap. Bask in it, Donnie. They love you, Donnie. Yeah, he's talking.
Crowd. This is one hell of a big crowd. Well, I want to thank everybody. Thank you, Gastonia. Gastonia. Thank you to Gastonia. Beautiful name. 13 days. Can you believe it? 13 days. 13 days from now, and you see what's going on. You see, boom, boom, boom. Oh, they're getting a little nervous over there, you know, the deep state, the Democrats, all of these people that we've been dealing with. They're getting a little bit nervous, aren't they, huh?
Oh, man, the deep state.
We're going to win this state. 13 days. This great, great state. And we're going to win 4 more years in the White House. With your vote, we will continue to cut taxes, cut regulations, lower drug prices like never before, support our great police and law enforcement, protect your incredible Second Amendment, defend our borders, maintain energy independence, and ensure more products are proudly stamped with the phrase, made in the USA.
Which, interestingly, there was this
And it's happening now.
Report on PBS last night that there's a ton of beef that is just imported from Nicaragua, and they're like killing people on their land so that they can like go in and use their land to make more beef. And the companies are labeling that as made in America because it's like packaged here. Completely bogus. Anyway, interesting. PBS. Check it out.
We will deliver record prosperity, epic job growth, a very safe vaccine that's coming very quickly. That pandemic is rounding the corner. They hate it when I say it. You know, you turn on to this MSDNC and fake news CNN, all you hear is COVID, 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 COVID. That's all they put on because they want to scare the hell out of everyone. And you know, the more testing you have, the more cases. They say cases are up. Yeah, testing is up. We have more testing than India, China, and almost every other country put together. You could say it's ridiculous. At the same time, we did a good job, but it shows a lot of cases. And that's, thank you. He said, great job. We did do a great job. Normal life will fully resume, and next year will be the greatest economic year in the history of our country. That's where we're headed. This election is a choice between a Trump super recovery or a Biden steep depression, and that's what you're going to have. It's between a Trump boom or a Biden lockdown. He wants to lock you down, you know? By the way, I love this state. You got to get your governor to open up your state here. Got to get him to open up. Open up your state, Governor. It's time. You've been long enough. Watch, November 4th, North Carolina, we're opening up. November 4th. You know, they're only doing this for political reasons. Many, many states, big, powerful states, they're open, they're doing great. But your governor doesn't want to, and you look at Michigan. Now, Michigan, we won in the Supreme Court. She had no constitutional right to do what she did. The only one that had freedom in Michigan was her husband. He had plenty of freedom.
Oh, my God.
He went swimming and he went boating whenever he wanted. Biden will delay therapies.
It was a joke.
Postpone the vaccine, prolong the pandemic, close your schools, and shut down our country, and that's what he'll do. He will massively raise your taxes. He won't even know he's doing it, by the way, but let's go into it. He has no clue, but that's all right. Bury you in regulations, dismantle your police departments, dissolve our borders, confiscate your guns. That would be happening very quickly. Eliminate private health care. 180 million people, private health care, they love it. They want to eliminate it. They want to go to socialized medicine. You too can go to a hospital ward and see how your cold is coming along. Wait for 4 or 5 days before you get in. Terminate religious liberty, destroy the suburbs, and slash defense spending. Devastating North Carolina's incredible military families. By the way, we've invested more in the military in the last 3 years than at any time in our nation's history, all made in the USA. Joe Biden has made a corrupt bargain in exchange for his party's nomination, which he should have never gotten. If Pocahontas got out 2 days early instead of what she did to Crazy Bernie was unbelievable, because they split up the crazy vote. And that vote doesn't like him very much. I don't know, you know, they're not doing so well. You know, people like aren't showing up. I shouldn't say this, it's too early, right? Oh, there they are. 61 from North Carolina, some of the great women of the world. 61 times, oh, look at you. And you have your husbands with you tonight. Look at you, look at you. Good, good. Now I asked them last time, how many times have you gone? 61. Thank you, thank you. I love you too.
It's true. It's true. I love you. I love you.
All right, so don't explain thank you. That's so nice. I said the other night, you're going to make me cry.
God.
And you know what? One of these fake anchors said, Donald Trump started crying during his speech. No, I didn't. Not that that's a bad thing. In fact, it would probably good. Maybe it would be good if I did. You know, some people say, hey, why don't you do that every once in a while? It wouldn't be so bad. No, the other thing they said, fake people. I joke and I say, women of the suburbs, please, please love me. I've done so good. No, I've done so good. I've done so good for you. Please, just like this. You know, we're kidding. I mean, I'm being sarcastic. Please, but I mean it. Because I'm saving your suburbs. I'm going to stop low-income housing. I'm going to stop projects. And we're going to stop crime from going into the suburbs. So I mean it. But I said, jokingly, the last time out.
Jokingly, but I was serious.
Said,
okay.
Women of the suburbs, please, please, love me. I've done such a good job. Please. No. And on 60 Minutes, fake 60 Minutes, she said, you are begging for women to love you. You said, women, please love you. You'll see. You'll see. Wait till you see. We have a little surprise for 60 Minutes.
Yeah, dude. You're
No,
gonna be
it's
so
true.
embarrassed when that even comes out.
No, it's true.
Oh, you guys. Oh, he's
I
gonna
won't
be so
name the
embarrassed.
anchor. Do you know the anchor? Huh?
Yeah, that Leslie Stahl.
So, no, she said, well, you were begging for women to love you. I said, no. That was sarcastic. That was, remember I said, Russia, 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 if you're listening, please give us whatever it was, Hillary's emails or whatever. And then everybody laughed and I laughed, but they cut me off just before the end. And they said, he was asking Russia for help. These people are sick. Shifty Schiff and all that group, they are sick people. So you see, from now on, when I say women of the suburbs, please love me, I'm going to have to say, I'm only kidding, because otherwise. But they'll take that out too. Sleepy Joe Biden has handed control of his party
You
over
literally
to
just said you weren't
socialist,
kidding, man.
communist, Marxists, and
That you were kidding,
left-wing
but you weren't kidding.
extremists,
It's just
and they're filled
double-sided
with
Donnie,
hatred,
dude.
venom, and rage.
Wait,
The
are you
first
mad at
thing
me? Then I was
Washington
joking.
Democrats will
Oh
do
wait, you like
if
that?
Sleepy Joe
Because
is
I was
elected.
serious. Joking over
gonna
here,
slip, I guess.
serious over here, right? You
know,
guys
I
see
had
how
a
that
leader
works?
That called me a really dynamic leader.
I'm a
called me up
psychopath.
about
That's how
and
that
said,
works.
I don't want to deal with him. He's always going to be sleeping. Can you imagine that? The word gets around. But the first thing Washington Democrats will do if Biden gets elected
Exactly, Head.
is pack
Exactly.
the Supreme Court with
Leslie
radical
Stahl
left judges.
probably shook
who
him
will
so hard in
eliminate
this
your
interview.
Second Amendment and many other things. Life. Look at the things they have to rule on. They will pack it. Somebody said 16. I said, why not 18? Why not 20? Why not 22? And he's got to also tell us who the judges are. He won't tell. He won't talk, because if he does, he's going to totally lose the radical left. So he won't say. He's in his basement. You're right about that. No, I go through these interviews. Every question's a total kill, right? Every question. They're going for the kill. And this guy walks out holding ice cream. And the press is out there, the fake news, and this guy, what kind of ice cream are you eating? Chocolate, I think, and vanilla too. I say, why don't they ever ask me those questions, right? They don't ask me those questions. If Biden wins, the flag-burning demonstrators on the street will be running your federal government. Don't worry, it's not going to happen.
He'll be running your federal.
It can't happen. You know my statement. Our country will never be a socialist country. Never, ever, ever. They'll decide which businesses can exist and which will be outlawed. They will decide which rights you can keep and which are going to be revoked. They will re-educate your children, which they tried and we stopped, but they will do it. You saw what I did with the people that wanted to sort of do a culture change, right? They were all gone out of our military. They're gone out of everything. But they'll reemerge. If you have the wrong leader, they'll reemerge quickly. They'll order you to stay at home while letting rioters and MS-13 killers roam free without masks. Without masks. MS-13 doesn't have to wear a mask. You ever see that? They riot, they loot, they do everything, no problem. You get together. That's why we have outdoors. We always go outdoors, right? But they have a thing. You can't do anything. You can't
How about
go
that
to
social
church,
distancing,
right?
Don?
You can't go to church. Your kids can't go to school, even if so. It's 99.9%. 99.9. In fact, you know, Barron had it. Sir, he just tested positive. Who? Barron. Oh, like about 12 seconds later. How's he doing? Oh, he's recovered. Oh, good. Thank you. Let's face it, they have stronger immune systems. Stronger immune. They're very powerful. I never realized how powerful children are. They will censor you, punish you, and persecute you for violating their speech codes and oppressive mandates. You've seen it. You've been seeing what's going on. But you know what? We've got the White House. We're winning. That's it. And as long as we have that.
For a couple more months, Don.
And we're knocking them out left and right. I wonder what's going to happen. We win, they announce, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump has won the presidency of the United States. I think they'll be very happy. They're going to be very happy. No, they'll be upset.
Nope.
And then they'll be just fine, right? They'll be just fine. They'll be very thrilled.
Nope.
They'll be thrilled. I'll tell you this. You know, I love this particular state, but I might not have come here so often. I've been all over your state. You better let me win. I mean,
those people are going to vote for you,
Laura
Don,
and
but like,
Eric, they had a beautiful daughter, granddaughter for me. And they named the granddaughter Carolina. Now, when I go to South Carolina, I can also give them some credit, right? Kind of, you mind? Right? No, it's great. It's a great place. If you want your children to grow up in a free nation, where they can speak their minds and practice their religion and live by their values, then you must defeat Sleepy Joe Biden and the radical left.
Right. The Catholic is coming for your religion.
Reject left-wing fascism. Vote for American freedom. Vote for America first. Vote for Make America Great Again. But I was thinking on the plane down, I just put this in, I don't know, and I said to myself, and I said to a small group on the plane, the great Mark Meadows is here. Do you know Mark? I had to go all the way to North Carolina to find that guy's doing a good job. I don't know where the hell he is. He's always working. I don't know. He's back there someplace. Where is he? Oh, there. Oh, look at. Come up, Mark. Come on. I'll tell you, he has done a really great job. Look at him. Central casting, too. Central casting. He loves his state, I will tell you that. It took me 3 years to get him out of Congress. And we have another great friend of ours here, Mick Mulvaney. He's really been great. Mick. He's a South Carolina guy.
Oh, Donnie.
And he's a good man, too. And we have some other warriors here. We have some of you congressmen and some others, so we'll introduce them later. The hell with them. We'll introduce them later, right? Just think of it. And I said this to them just a little while ago. I shouldn't say it's sad because they're going to say he was extremely sad. But it is sad. But just think of it, I said. I'm all by myself. And I've had to beat the fake news, lamestream media, and their partner, the Democrat Party. And now we find out, without any doubt, we've had to beat the big tech giants. And add to that, we've had to beat the really stupid, dumb people, the never-Trumpers.
The stupid, dumb people.
We've had to beat the rhinos. That's
Witty,
Republican
done.
in name only. Rhino,
Witty.
I love that term, the rhino. Got a lot of rhinos, got more rhinos than we should have. And we had to beat the pundits and the consultants that I've soundly defeated almost every single one of these clowns. You know, they all represented somebody. Don't forget, we had 17 people running in the primaries, and just about every one of these clowns represented somebody. And I defeated them so badly that they've never gotten over it. They do commercials. These people are sick. They're sick. They're sad, sad people. And on top of everything else, we've had to soundly defeat. We're in the process of doing it. It's much deeper than I thought. The deep staters, right? We had to beat them. It's deeper. You know, the swamp and the swamp creatures are much deeper and much worse than we ever thought. And there is such a thing as the deep state. Who would think? But you know, with all of those people, it's a lot. And I stand here by myself, and then I said to the people in the plane, wonderful, beautiful plane. It's got more television sets than any plane.
No, I brought them. I am the
I
swamp.
saw you. I saw this massive. Look at the size
Wait,
of this crowd.
I
They're never
mean,
going to report
no,
that. They never talk about
I
it.
don't
you
know.
They never talk about it.
Where? What?
They never talk about it. They never talk about crowd size. You remember when we had the inauguration, I said we had the biggest crowd? And then they show empty space, and they show Barack Hussein Obama's crowd. And I said, wait a minute. I think the word we used was audience. That had included all of the new things, you know, all of the different things that we have coming out. Every week there's a new form of information coming out. So I think we had the largest audience anywhere in the world. But they show this field. Now, when I was speaking, it was full. But when they show the field, it was all empty. I said, wait a minute, I was speaking, it was full.
Ah, really?
Well, they took the pictures about
So the FBI
5 or
is
6
saying-
hours early.
Don't shut your mouth. The FBI is saying that Iran was behind the emails sent to voters, older voters in, I believe it was Florida. That was and the emails were said to have come from the Proud Boys. I believe those are the same emails. So that's what the FBI that's what the FBI news conference is about. That's going to be fascinating to watch. I will be checking in with the FBI to see what's going on with that. Anyway, back to old crazy uncle.
He goes to an arena, and all of the arenas were packed. Now we're doing outdoor because of COVID, sometimes referred to as the China virus, right? Which I think is a far more accurate word. I mean, you could also use the corona word, but that sounds like a beautiful town in Italy. It's not fair. No, this is the China plague or the China virus. That's where it came from. We have to be accurate. And we were really doing well against China. We still are, by the way, but we were doing so well. You know? Hey, do you remember that for 10 years, you heard China was going
They were taking over.
Supplant us in 2019, right? 2019,
yeah.
that we're going to be bigger than us,
crazy,
your economy.
dude?
Well, that didn't work out too well for them. We were beating them by leaps and bounds, and then we got hit with the plague.
They're censoring us.
No sooner had the ink dried on a great China deal. We made a wonderful deal. It was great. In fact, they ordered the largest amount 2 weeks ago of corn, soybeans, and beef, cattle, beef that we've ever had.
Beef.
Because they want to keep me happy. Because they know I'm not satisfied. This is no good what happened. This is no good what they did to us. No good. The ink hadn't even dried on our trade deal with China. Wonderful deal. Gross. And this happened. This should have been stopped at China. They should have been able to stop it. They stopped it from going into the rest of China, but they didn't stop it from going into Europe, the United States, and the rest of the world, right? We're going to find out why, too. But the American people are with me, so I stand alone. And I said to these people, I apologize, you mind if I said I instead of we? Because it is a group of very loyal people. I said, it plays much better when I say I. But we do have a great group of people. But we do. We're standing sort of alone against all of these people. I saw Adam Schiff, this guy, the watermelon head. I say, no, he's like a watermelon head. No dummy. And he doesn't believe it. But he said the other day about Biden with
playground
the
bully.
Laptop from hell. We call it the laptop. He said, and he goes up before the mic. This is Adam Shifty Schiff. This was caused by Russia. Russia caused this. They created this disinformation, he said. He should be, honestly, that guy should be locked up. And because he's in Congress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's true. Because remember when he said, I had this perfect phone call with the president of Ukraine. I'm the only one that could get impeached over a phone call that was perfect. Remember Shifty Schiff got up? And he started repeating it 8 times, quid pro quo. And you will this, and you will that, and you will listen. Fortunately, we had beautiful transcribers that transcribed the call. Can you imagine if we didn't have? It would have been my word against Shifty Schiff and all of the horrible human beings over there.
We're going to cut to the FBI news conference. This is Ratcliffe.
There's nothing more sacred in our republic than the fundamental democratic principle of one person, one vote. It is our duty to ensure the sanctity of U.S. elections. That includes ensuring the security of voting systems. The intelligence community's role is to identify threats and to assess the intentions, capabilities, and actions of foreign adversaries. Our duty also includes empowering the American people to understand information, or perhaps more accurately, disinformation, that they are seeing, particularly on the internet, and make informed decisions for themselves. With that in mind, we would like to alert the public that we have identified that 2 foreign actors, Iran and Russia, have taken specific actions to influence public opinion relating to our elections. First, we have confirmed that some voter registration information has been obtained by Iran and separately by Russia. This data can be used by foreign actors to attempt to communicate false information to registered voters that they hope will cause confusion, sow chaos, and undermine your confidence in American democracy. To that end, we have already seen Iran sending spoofed emails designed to intimidate voters, incite social unrest, and damage President Trump. You may have seen some reporting on this in the last 24 hours, or you may have even been one of the recipients of those emails. Additionally, Iran is distributing other content to include a video that implies that individuals could cast fraudulent ballots, even from overseas. This video and any claims about such allegedly fraudulent ballots are not true. These actions are desperate attempts by desperate adversaries. Even if the adversaries pursue further attempts to intimidate or attempt to undermine voter confidence, know that our election systems are resilient, and you can be confident your votes are secure. Although we have not seen the same actions from Russia, we are aware that they have obtained some voter information just as they did in 2016. Rest assured that we are prepared for the possibility of actions by those hostile to democracy. The great women and men of the intelligence community caught this activity immediately, and our colleagues at FBI and DHS acted swiftly in response to this threat. We are standing before you now to give you the confidence that we are on top of this and providing you with the most powerful weapon we have to combat these efforts: the truth, information. We ask every American to do their part to defend against those who wish us harm. The way you do that is quite simple. Do not allow these efforts to have their intended effect. If you receive an intimidating or manipulative email in your inbox, don't be alarmed and do not spread it. This is not a partisan issue. I've had conversations today with members of Congress from both sides of the aisle, and there is complete unanimity in the U.S. government in our resolve to combat the enemies of freedom. The President has instructed me to keep the public informed as appropriate, and you have my commitment that I will continue to do exactly that with transparency and with candor. We will not tolerate foreign interference in our elections, and we will continue to work with our many partners to disrupt and to impose costs and consequences on any adversary that attempts to interfere in our democratic processes. The efforts of the President to empower us to put towards election security over these last 4 years are working. I'll now turn it over to my colleague, Director Wray of the FBI, to address law enforcement's activities.
Thanks, John. The FBI is the primary agency responsible for investigating malicious cyber activity against election infrastructure, malign foreign influence operations, and election-related crimes like voter fraud and voter suppression or intimidation. And that's exactly what we've been doing. At the FBI, we're working closely with our intelligence community partners as well as our other federal, state, and local partners to share information, bolster security, and identify and disrupt any threats. We are not going to tolerate foreign interference in our elections or any criminal activity that threatens the sanctity of your vote or undermines public confidence in the outcome of the election. When we see indications of foreign interference or federal election crimes, we're going to aggressively investigate and work with our partners to quickly take appropriate action. We're also coordinating with the private sector, both technology and social media companies, to make sure that their platforms aren't used by foreign adversaries to spread disinformation and propaganda. We've been working for years as a community to build resilience in our election infrastructure, and today that infrastructure remains resilient. you should be confident that your vote counts. Early, unverified claims to the contrary should be viewed with a healthy dose of skepticism. We encourage everyone to seek election and voting information from reliable sources, namely your state election officials, and to be thoughtful, careful, and discerning consumers of information online. And if you suspect criminal activity, we ask that you report that information to your local FBI field office. As always, the men and women of the FBI remain committed to protecting the American people, our democracy, and the integrity of our elections. We are not going to let our guard down. Thank you.
Is that it? That's it. Okay. So still pretty unclear. Still pretty unclear. News today, earlier today, was that the servers in which these emails originated or passed through, I guess that was also unclear, were in Saudi Arabia. Knowing from what I know about setting up this website, I have a server. There are servers all over the world. So you don't necessarily know where an email came from, judging by just the server. That didn't give us any information, really, except for they think that a VPN, exactly, Mama, yeah. That didn't give us any information except for it came from Russia or it came from Iran. I think they were saying it came from Iran and that Russia and that Iran also got voter registrations. But we also have Russia getting voter registration information, which actually they did in 2016. So again, this is up for the media to like kind of pull this story out of the FBI. It doesn't seem like the FBI is talking very much. So, I mean, I guess good on them to get out in front of this and to try to like just tell the people what's going on. But still, we need way more information, and this could be, who knows, this could be a huge story tomorrow. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to.
They take them out. They take them out. They say, we're not going to stand for this. If you call them corrupt, they'll say, we're not going to stand, because that's where they're coming from. Think of what's happening. Nobody thought, does everyone know what I'm talking about? Nobody thought it was even possible. And the newspaper, our news, you know, all the news that's fit to print. Actually, it's all the news that's not fit to print, because they don't want to print it. They don't want to put it in. I mean, it is disgraceful. We talk about freedom of the press. This is the exact opposite of freedom of the press. They don't want to put the word out. And even me, I make a speech like this, they'll turn off. Look, I'll bet you the cameras turn off because they don't want it. Nobody, even me, I'm the big cynic of the world. I never thought this was possible. His so-called Biden Center at the University of Pennsylvania has already received $70 million from China. $70 million. That can't be possible. Is that possible? Explosive emails from Hunter Biden also show that Hunter was negotiating with a Chinese firm tied to the Communist China Party to receive $10 million a year for introductions. Well, that sounds reasonable. I think you'd do that. I think I'd even do it. 10 million to introduce. Hey, I'd like to introduce it. Send me the 10 million.
You're getting people riled up over Russian information, man.
Another email referenced 10% held by Hunter for the big guy. I wonder who the big guy was. The big guy. He doesn't look so big to me. He doesn't look so big when he walks on the stage. He's not looking too strong. Fragile, very fragile. But the big guy, they call him the big guy. One document shows a plan to take money from Chinese state-owned enterprises. This, I'll tell you what, this laptop is a disaster for them. How the hell did he ever let go of this sucker? You know? He put it to he got to have it fixed. I guess he forgot to pick it up. What the hell? And then Schiff, that's where he blamed. He said, it's Russia did it. It's Russia. Russia. Oh, Russia. They probably think we are the wackiest people. They said, what do we do now? He created a laptop for Hunter Biden with pictures and all. This is a matter of national security. The Bidens got rich while North Carolina and our country got
It's
robbed.
okay, Nina.
Okay?
I'm gonna do this
If
for like 5
Biden
minutes, and then
wins,
I think I'm
China
out too, 'cause-
will own the United States. Will own it. The media and the big tech are desperately trying to cover up this massive scandal. I'm not just
Peace, Nina.
running against
Thanks for watching.
Sleepy Joe Biden. I'm running against the corrupt media. They're corrupt. The corrupt media, the big tech giants, and I'm
Everybody
running
hates you,
against the
Don.
Washington swamp.
Everybody's against
It's time
you,
to
Don.
send a message to these wealthy liberal hypocrites by delivering Joe Biden a thundering defeat on November 3rd. That's a lot of people.
Oh, he's got his
This is
the
a
Blacks
big
for Trump
crowd.
guy back here.
By the way,
That's
this
the
is a
guy
big
who,
crowd. You should have seen the
showed up
people
to
on the
all his
road.
rallies in 2016. This guy
They couldn't
right
get
here.
in.
Like, dude,
You know, as
probably
big as
not
this
gonna
crowd
happen.
is,
Anybody know where he lives?
tens of thousands of people on the roads coming up, they couldn't get in. Couldn't get in.
I recognize him.
They said, how big is your arena? I said, I don't know, we have a big field. Oh, good. I said, it's sold out. How do you sell out a field, right? They said, sir, I'm sorry, we can't let anyone else in. The police, they're great, by the way. They're great. I said, officer, we have 10,000 people out there, much more than that, all the way down. He said, I'm sorry, sir. I said, it's a field. Just let's open it up. Let's move the trucks back, the buses, everything. They said, sir, we have a problem. What? Stampede. I said, stampede. He said, we got so many people, we're worried about it. I thought that was for cattle, right? He said, stampede. No, can you imagine? Now, Joe doesn't have that problem. He has about 4 or 5 circles. They can't fill him up. But I love the people. The only thing I like about him is the person that does the circles after this is all over. No, they do a beautiful job. Nice, wide, beautiful, everything. You know, I'm a perfectionist. It's beautiful, those circles. They're very far away from each other. You couldn't catch COVID in those circles no matter what you did. So if I don't sound like a typical Washington politician, it's because I'm not a politician.
Just a New York City real estate developer. He doesn't give a damn about me. Where is he? Estonia?
You're white. I'm white. Let's do this. You're white. I'm white. That other guy's black. Let's do it.
The only thing we do to make them totally crazy is we say 12 more years because it drives them.
It's like unconstitutional and
Right?
stuff, right?
Then they
I'm
say,
the
see,
president,
he is
right?
a fascist.
I'm the defender of the Constitution, right?
Oh, they've covered me. They've covered me every way. They've said,
So good.
he is so stupid. Then they say, he's not really smart. Then they say, he's trying to take over the entire country. Then they say, no, 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 no. No, no. He's a super genius. He's more brilliant than everybody. Greatest ever. He's trying to take over the entire world. So I go from not being smart to being the smartest person in history, but evil. Someday they're going to say, you know what? He was a smart guy, ran a great country. Okay, that's what we want. It's this country. It's this country. No, they've called me everything in the book. They've called me names that you wouldn't believe. And we just keep going along, right? Because nobody's been able to do what we've done in the first 3.5 years. Nobody even close. Nobody. So if I don't always play by the rules of the Washington establishment, it's because I was elected to fight
This is
for you.
to fight for you.
Harder
This is
than
for-
anybody has ever fought for you before. Nobody's ever fought for you.
Follow the rules because I'm.
You think this is
fighting for
easy?
you.
All these women, 61. This is number 61 times.
Dude, that's what this is.
These
about.
incredible
You
women
fight
right
for
here.
people.
They're rich as hell.
Within the rules, man.
I said to him, I saw him 2 weeks ago, I said, also in North Carolina, but a long ways away from here, right? It's a big state. But I saw him 2 weeks ago. I said, how many times have you been here? They said 60 at the time. I said, it's because I've seen him. I said, do your husbands have a problem with that? I think your husbands are with you tonight. Stand up, husbands, please. Stand up. Look at these guys. Handsome, very handsome, good-looking guys. How about the women standing up? Would you stand up, please? Look at that. Great people. These are great people. These are great Americans. These are really great American people. These are great American
guys
people
follow
that
what
we
he's
love.
talking
One
about?
of the most
I don't know what
important
the hell he's
issues
talking about.
in this election
What is he talking about?
is the safety of the
Jacob,
American
you and I are on
family.
the same page, man.
The
It's like,
Biden-Harris
what?
war on police would be a catastrophe for our nation. Just look at what the left has done in Democrat-run Chicago, Portland, New York City, Oakland, name any, Baltimore. Did you hear what happened? You know, Obama's now campaigning.
Ooh.
Even though he refused to support Biden, I mean, he never, and then even after Biden sort of semi-won,
Refused to
he
support
semi-won, he wouldn't do it. He just, it took forever. But now
Because
he's
he stays out of
campaigning for him.
politics.
And somebody said,
While the primaries
sir,
are going, Don.
maybe this isn't good. What's wrong? President Obama's campaigning
Painting the
for
big picture.
Sleepy Joe Biden. And I said,
Putting your finger on the scales.
that's good news or bad news? Tell me, are you saying it's good or it's bad? Well, I guess it's bad. No, it's good. There was nobody that campaigned harder for crooked Hillary Clinton than Obama, right? He was all over the place. He said he will not be our president. But before that, he said he will not run. He didn't know me. Then I ran. Then he said he will not get the nomination. Then I got the nomination.
You don't know me.
Then he said he will not be our president. Then I won. I think the only one more unhappy than crooked Hillary that night was Barack Hussein Obama. The only one. Barack Hussein Obama. You know, when I say that name, I think of a man who is an incredible man, who's having difficulty, but there is nobody more brave. And he would talk a lot about Barack Obama. He would talk about Obama all the time. I wouldn't say in the most positive way, but with respect. Rush Limbaugh, he's great. Rush Limbaugh. And you talk about a fighter, he's frightened. He is a fighter. You never saw a fighter like Rush. And he got the presidential, you know, he got our greatest award.
Did you forget it? Did you forget what it was, Don?
He got the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is the highest that and the Congressional
is.
Medal of Honor. And it was a great evening, and he has a fantastic wife and family. But Rush is having a hard time, and I will tell you something. He is something special. Try talking for years and years, biggest audience in radio history. Try talking for 3 hours without phone calls, without, you know, it's easy. Pick up a phone. Hey, how you doing on Social Security? He would just talk and talk and talk. Biggest audience ever. Sean Hannity thinks one of the greats ever in anything, one of the greats. Mark Levin, Laura. Tucker's been getting better and better all the time, right? Getting better all the time. The great Lou Dobbs, right? Great Lou Dobbs. Lou Dobbs has been great. Lou Dobbs has been great. No, we have a lot of great people,
this
and we're
Russian-
getting more and more. It's very interesting.
Iran story
Getting
is
more.
gonna be
But I just want to pay
fascinating,
my
what comes out of
absolute
this over the
respect.
next
He's in
couple
there
days.
fighting, and I'll tell you what, nobody can do it like him. Rush Limbaugh. Okay. Biden and Harris's anti-police rhetoric is inciting riots and putting our police in grave danger. You know, I watched this guy today, and he's talking about how it was so calm. Well, it wasn't calm. Ferguson, St. Louis, Baltimore, right? Oakland. They had things going on that were worse. I mean, you look at Baltimore. Remember that whole mess? But now it's like, oh, they were so wonderful. And then you look at the H1N1 that Joe calls the opposite. The swine flu. You look at that, and you say, well, wait a minute, that was handled so badly. And the person that was running his whole thing said, this was handled so badly, you have no idea how badly it was run. And then they criticize us. He says, I didn't close up soon enough. But he was 2 months late, and he was criticizing me for closing up too soon. So, you know, it always gets me when somebody's in office for 47 years. He could have done a lot. How much? He said more. He could have barely in office, right? But all you have to do is you have to say, well, why didn't you do it? I always say that. Why didn't you do it? Don't complain. Get it done. We get it done. Nobody has done more in 3.5 years. But I will always stand because they don't.
He is bouncing.
They don't. They want to disassociate themselves.
Man,
I will
he's
always
bouncing.
stand with the men and women of law enforcement. Biden is also
There
pledging
you go, back on track.
mass
I
amnesty
thought he was talking about cities and
and free federal health care for illegal aliens. And we all have a heart. It will obliterate Medicare and Social Security with that. But we all have a heart. The problem, I want to take care of everybody. The problem is our country will be flooded with tens of millions of people. Free health care, free education. I always say for them, it drives them crazy. Everybody gets a free Rolls Royce, and then they say, I am misrepresenting. They don't get a Rolls Royce. But no, but think of it. Free health care. And I'll always protect. I will always protect your Medicare and your Social Security. It will never be protected. And I'm also proud that here in North Carolina, your
just
Medicare
says
Advantage
talking points.
premiums have decreased because of us, because of good management,
points,
by
not
over
doing anything to
44%
back
since
them
I
up,
took
not
office.
doing-
When you hear that? You don't hear that too
Real
often.
legislating.
On health care, we're providing American families with affordable, high-quality, personalized
Iceland.
health care. The Washington Democrats want bureaucrats calling the shots, rationing care, and deciding
with this
who
thing.
gets treatment. The battle of the China virus, we launched the largest mobilization since World War II. It's incredible what we've
Will do.
done. And we've helped out a lot of governors. We've made a lot of really bad governors look good. And we've made some good ones look great. And I can tell you, we got some bad ones and we have some really good ones. And I'll someday tell you who it is. Our early and aggressive action saved more than 2 million lives. I took rapid action to ban travel from China and Europe, and Biden opposed both, remember? They're highly infected. I said, we got to stop it. We pioneered incredible therapies. Excuse me, here I am. Here I am. I don't know what the hell it was. All I know, I got it. And I have to, look,
Fetal tissue,
as
bro.
president, I can't stay in the basement of the White House. I really can't. I meet with families, Gold Star families. I meet with so many people, heads of state. I meet with all these people. Sometimes I'll leave and I'll say, man, that's dangerous. If you're really into, I start thinking, I say, I'm meeting with so many people, but I can't stay in a basement, or I can't stay in a beautiful bedroom in the White House where I say, hello, world, let me stay here for a year. I can't do that with the First Lady. If I have to choose somebody, I'll choose the First Lady. But I can't. They do love Melania, it's true. But I can't just stay inside and do that, and it's risky, and I caught it, and I didn't feel too good. And I was surrounded by doctors. I've never seen so many doctors in my life, I was always well taken care of, but I've never seen, every doctor from every major place in the world. Johns Hopkins was great. Johns Hopkins was really fantastic. And, Walter Reed is unbelievable. But I had 12 doctors standing around my bed. And every one of them had a hand on a different part of my body. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it. But I didn't feel good. And they gave me what's called Regeneron, which is antibodies, very strong antibodies. And there is other, Eli Lilly makes something. It's incredible. What they're doing, by the way, what they're doing now is incredible. And I don't know, maybe it was great, maybe it would have happened anyway. But I woke up the next morning and I felt like Superman. I felt like Superman, Regeneron. And I'm working to make the same antibody treatment that I received available to anybody that needs it free. We're getting it approved. We're signing what's called emergency use declaration. We're getting it because it's so new. It's not even really approved. It's almost like right to try. I got right to try, right? For people that are sick. And they'd have to travel to other parts of the world, or if they didn't have money, they'd have to go home and die. Even if we had something that looked good, but it wasn't approved by the FDA, we cut those times way down anyway from, half. We cut them in half. But still, has to be approved. And we got right to try done, and that's where there's a drug that has potential, and somebody's dying, terminally ill. And they couldn't do it because they said, well, supposing they die, they're going to die anyway. And we got, but still not easy because the insurance companies had very deep problems and the drug companies had problems. They didn't want them on the list and a lot of different things. And the country had problems because the country doesn't want to get sued by everybody if it doesn't work out. And so I have them sign now. We wrote up a very sophisticated but simple agreement that somebody taking any of the new really incredible medicines, we're the greatest labs and doctors in the world, anybody taking it will sign away their rights. They're not going to sue anybody. And you know what's happened? We have had more success with Right to Try. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's really incredible. It's a great thing. That's one of so many things we've done. We have done so many things. I could go on all night about the things we've done, but you'd start saying, well, you know, he's done a great job, but let's get the hell out of here, Harry. And we will have 100 million vaccine doses before the end of this year, okay? And if you look, cases in Europe are surging. You know, they don't talk about that. They always say, Europe, Europe, Europe. Well, sorry, but they're surging. I don't want that to happen, but cases in Europe are surging. Biden's lockdown would reduce life expectancy. You know, when you do these lockdowns like you are suffering through in North Carolina, you have a governor, depression, suicide, drugs, alcohol, and many other problems. And your kids want to go to school. They want to go. They have to go to school. So I want to send a message tonight to America's incredible moms. The moms are heroes. They really are. They're heroes. And they know better than anyone that their children do belong in school. And they want their children to go back to school. I will open your schools. Biden will close your schools. And he'll keep them closed. I mean, these people, it's like crazy what's going on. I don't get it. Maybe it will be right after, you know, the election's going to end. Hopefully we're going to win. And then these governors will just say, oh, they'll go like this, oh, just open the place up. No, the state's closed and so many, I mean, you have 5 of them. But see, they think that's going to give us worse numbers. So here's a number you have to watch out. GDP, it's going to be announced 2 days before the election. November 3rd, it's going to be announced like on November 1st. Just watch it. I think it's going to sit, I don't know anything, by the way. This is for the media. No, I don't have any inside information. But the Atlanta Fed came out today, and they gave a number that's one of the most incredible numbers anyone's ever heard. Many times what the all-time record would be. They said GDP will increase in this third quarter by 35%. 35%. People were hearing 20. People were hearing 20. But here's the problem. Now if it goes 25 or 30, they'll say, Donald Trump failed to meet. I mean, I think the highest is probably 8, 7, 6, 8, something, 9. But they predicted 35%. So if it was 20%, it would be incredible. That would be double, triple what the highest in history was. But this is a number that, because we're doing great. But the Democrats think by keeping North Carolina closed and Pennsylvania, we love Pennsylvania closed, and by keeping Michigan closed, this governor that's always blaming everybody for everything, by keeping, except her husband, by keeping, it's true, by keeping Michigan closed, and all of this,
So
that it'll affect the number. Well, the number's going to be great anyway. They got to open up California. We got to open up California. I see what's going on. People are leaving California. They're leaving New York because they can't take it. Number one, they have the basic problems, high taxes, crime. But on top of it, they can't even open. It's a very sad thing, and they're killing. I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know what they're doing. But they have to open these states up, and your governor has to open your state up. And this is brilliant, brilliant timing. Well, this is great timing because I just see. We're joined tonight by your Lieutenant Governor, Dan Forrest. Right? Dan, you better come up here. Come on. Let's get this guy along. Okay. Where is Dan? Here, come on, Dan. Look at him. He's a handsome guy. Don't worry, he's locked in. Secret Service will get. Take your time. We're also joined by South Carolina Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evette. Pamela, where's Pamela? Thank you, Pamela. Wow, so young and so strong and so smart. Good, you're doing a fantastic job. Say hello to the governor. Thank you. Thank you, Pamela. Come up here, Dan. Come here, Dan. Say a few words.
Thank you, Mr. President. Great to say. Thank you, Mr. President. Welcome to North Carolina. Another Gastonia welcome. Mr. President, it's great to have you back in the great state of North Carolina. You can see with all these tens of thousands of people here that North Carolina loves you, and North Carolina is going to vote for Donald J. Trump one more time in November. Mr. President, we have a couple things in common here. Our opponents are both stuck in their basement for the last 200 days. They both have the same philosophy. Their job is to destroy instead of build up. We both come from a business background, Mr. President, and I'm going to work with you to make North Carolina great again, and we're going to work to make America great again. So Donald J. Trump, President Trump has done more for the United States of America in the last 46 months than Joe Biden has done in the last 46 years. And we don't need a do-nothing president in America. We need a president that gets things done. Here in North Carolina, we have a do-nothing governor. For 4 years, we have a governor who's done absolutely nothing except for shut our state down, shut our schools down, close our economy down, and destroy one of the greatest economies the United States of America has ever seen. So my friends, join with me over the next 13 days to vote Republican, vote Donald J. Trump, and vote Dan Forest for governor. God bless you.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Thank you, Dan. He'll be a great governor. Hey, Dan, you're making a lot of progress. I see the polls are very close, Dan. They're getting a little bit nervous. They're getting a little nervous about you. A friend of mine from the beginning, she's always been with me, and just a fantastic woman, Virginia Fox, Congresswoman. She walks into a room, and those congressmen, they shake and they quake. Right? That's true. Another friend of mine who we were involved with right at the beginning, he showed incredible courage and stamina. The race was a tough race. He's got another one coming up now, and I hope everybody's going to be with him. He's turned out to be a great congressman. Dan Bishop. Dan Bishop. Thank you, Dan. Great job. A lot of courage. And also, a warrior, a friend,
on the same stage as you,
really
man.
helps out.
That's
Whenever we
courage.
needed, he's there. Ted Budd. Ted. Great congressman. Thank you. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Dan. North Carolina GOP Chair Michael Whatley. Hi, Michael. And we're doing well? Ah, that's good, Michael. We're going to win this state, I would think. Oh, I'll tell you. You know, those votes are all sort of coming in, and some aren't coming in like they thought. They're going a little bit, they're going a little crazy, Michael. They're a little bit concerned about what's happening, aren't they? Huh? Not only here, a lot of other states, too. Press just refuses to report it, but eventually they have to. Because, you know, at some point you win, and then they say, okay. Remember last time, right, 4 years ago? Remember the hand of King, John King? He was sort of like, I haven't seen him lately. Did he get fired or something? I think one of their lawyers just got fired. No, just got fired. For a good reason. Well, he hasn't been too nice to us, let's face it. That was a strange deal going on. No, but remember remember 4 years ago, the thing, his hand looked very brave. Oh, this is going to be this is going to be over very quick. Then about 4 hours later, the hand started to shake. And then he said, I can't believe what's happening, but we could believe it. We know it. And we know what's happening again. We know what's happening again, except more so. This is now happening again, Michael, except more so. You were there. Is this more than 4 years ago?
Yes, man.
No, there's more enthusiasm.
Thank you.
There's more enthusiasm. There's more support. No, this is even more so, I think, Michael.
I mean,
You better
it's
win,
really
Michael. I will fire you. So
emblematic of his, his entire presidency. He's like, people start off super excited for him, right? And then throughout the campaign and throughout his administration, people are like, dude, all right, man, like, we'll laugh, we'll do whatever, but jeez, it's quieter. People aren't really like into it. He'll give them their cues, right? But
no, it's true. First lady came in. She said, "You got to take
Wait.
a look at this being," and she pressed.
No,
I
I didn't.
Amazing. They are great. Thank you very much. Right from the beginning, right? You understood long before a lot of other people. You understood. You got it. They're also doing really well for themselves, and I'm happy. I said, go out and do well, right? Thank you. Thank you. Great honor. Thank you. Great people. Thanks also to your Senator, Tom Tillis, whose opponent had an unexpected problem.
Yeah, that's pretty scary, Jacob.
Now, Tom's a good guy. Tom's been with us. He's been working hard. He's respected very much in Washington. He's really a good senator. Really.
Say it again, Mercy.
And he's been strong. So I hope he gets in. I hope you guys gonna go out and get him in. He's terrific. But he really did. He had a little luck. But we wouldn't call it luck. It's it's an unfortunate situation in many ways. So we'll see how it all turns out. But it's a close race. It's going to be a tough race. But our race doesn't look like it's going to be as close. Our race looks like it's doing pretty well.
Whose race? You're right, Don. It doesn't look close, man.
As well are members of the incredible Lumbee Catawba tribe.
Oh boy.
Lumbee Catawba.
Oh God.
Where are they?
Disgraceful.
Oh, look at you guys. Wow.
What a
Good-looking
disgrace,
group of
man.
people. Lumbee Catawba. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it. And we're working with you, and you have a great congressman in Dan. You know that, right? Right, Dan? I'll tell you.
This is
Lucky you
so.
have Dan. Nah, he's a big supporter. Thank you very much.
Big
Thank you.
supporter.
As you know, the Lumbee tribe has been fighting for federal recognition for more than a century. That's all? Well, you're moving faster than a lot of people move. That's a long time. When I am reelected, we'll work with Congress, and we'll work with Dan, and we'll work with all of them on the Lumbee Recognition Act, and we'll get it done. Okay? It's about time. And I notice you do have great support within the state. You have Dan, but you have great support within the state, so that's great. We'll work on that very strongly. Thank you. Thank you. Under my administration, we built the greatest economy in the history of the world, and now we are...
Had nothing to do with Barack Obama's 8 years, right?
In my first 3 years...
You destroyed Barack Obama's economy, homie. Please, man.
And much more when you include energy, because, these people want to wipe out your energy.
So this nonsense is what Trump is going to go back to time and time again in the next couple weeks. That the average family is $6,000 richer because of his administration, because of the tax cuts. What those tax cuts did was they cut the taxes for the upper brackets of our tax code, our tax system. So the richest among us got all those tax cuts. So when you look at the averages, like, they got huge millions, tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in tax cuts. While, like, I'm not $6,000 richer. Are you $6,000 richer? This is what I say all the time. So he's being very, very dishonest when he says that. So if you hear people talk about, oh, $6,000, it's because, like, the millionaires and billionaires made all that money.
We're energy independent. They want to wipe it out. Who ever thought you'd be paying $2 for gasoline, sometimes less? That's like a big tax cut. That's more than 5 times the gains in all 8 years under the Obama administration. Think of that. In 3 years versus 8 years, medium income range and reached, wow, $69,000. That's good. That's good. That's an all-time high. Income for black Americans grew 9 times. Think of that. It grew 9 times.
So what did you do to do that, Don? And where are you getting these stats?
Biden and Obama grew 9 times.
Exactly,
in one
Ed. Yeah.
shorter period of time. African American
Exactly.
unemployment, Hispanic American unemployment, and Asian American unemployment all reached their lowest levels in the history of our country. Women's unemployment reached the lowest rate in more than 70 years. We lifted nearly 7 million Americans out of poverty, including nearly 1.2 million
You lifted
out of poverty.
Lifted out of poverty. Think of that. Think of that. Think of that. What happened this year, man? How many people have been shoved back into poverty by your ass, by your ignorance, by your laziness? Don, dude, you can't just take numbers from 2019, man. Like, it's 2020, baby. Ugh. What a dishonest coward.
When the virus hit, we experienced the smallest contraction of any major country anywhere in the world, and we also are now witnessing by far the fastest recovery. We're recovering faster than any time. And you'll see what that number is. Let's see what it is. And I don't know, 35, but it's going to be a great number. Since April, we created a record 11.4 million jobs. Never done that before. Under Biden, it took 30 months to recover more than half of the jobs lost in the crisis.
Ed?
We did it in 5 months. Think of that. We've spent the last 4 years reversing the damage Joe Biden inflicted over the last 47 years. He supported NAFTA, the worst trade deal ever made. TPP would have been the worst trade deal ever made, would have been even worse, but I didn't let it go through. And China's entry into the World Trade Organization, one of the worst things ever to happen to this country. He betrayed, quite honestly, the American worker. That's what he did. And he always has. He always has. Now he's saying, we have to protect America. We have to hire. He says we have to hire. He copied me. We have to hire American, he says. I said he copied me. Get a new phrase. He's not doing anything. He didn't do it for years. And forget the 47. You know, it wasn't like they were out long, right? He didn't do any of this stuff when they were there. He also voted for the war in Iraq. Terrible decision. For decades, our politicians spent trillions and trillions of dollars building foreign nations, fighting foreign wars, and defending foreign borders. But now we are finally protecting our nation, rebuilding our cities, and we are bringing our jobs, our
Yeah, Nicola, come on. What? Be specific here. Let's go, man. Yeah. Come on. You gotta back your statements up. Or we just consider you a troll and we just ban you. That's what I do. I'm not gonna just let you come on here about ridiculous nonsense. Tired of you guys.
My opponent's insane immigration plan would be a nightmare for North Carolina families. He would eliminate U.S. borders by implementing nationwide catch and release. We ended catch and release. That's when you catch somebody. Could be a murderer, could be a rapist, could be a criminal of some kind. And you let them free and say, excuse me, come back in 4 years. We're going to give you a trial. Nobody ever comes back. Who would come back? Only a very stupid person would come back. So it's catch and release. I ended that. You think that was easy to end that? It was not easy. It was not easy. Sounds easy, but it wasn't. It's ended. And he wants to make every community into a sanctuary city for violent criminals. No, thank you. The Biden-Harris plan, and you've had a lot of problems with your sanctuary cities, and you've had a lot of crime because of and a lot of death with your sanctuary cities and city. The Biden-Harris plan would also increase refugees 700% from the most dangerous places in the world. That was done with Crazy Bernie, right? That was the manifesto. I call it the manifesto. They agreed.
Of course, Nicola just goes to Hunter Biden emails when she can't talk about Joe Biden's stuff. When she can't bring up anything specific, she goes to Russian misinformation. Come on, Nicola. Come on, girl.
Now, if somebody
Come
hates
on.
us, if they hate us from a different part of the world, we say, I'm sorry.
Sandra, absolutely right.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Absolutely right.
They'll open the floodgates to radical Islamic terrorism. The beheading that took place in France just a few days ago is a horrifying reminder that we have to be vigilant. And I sent our regards and our sympathies to France. And
Of course she can't, guys. Come on.
Macron, who's a terrific guy. He's working very hard. I'm
Of course she
the
can't.
terrorists, jihadists, and violent extremists the hell out of our country, if that's okay with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I will never say it because it's not good to say it, and I'm knocking on nice, beautiful wood because I can tell it's ours because they spend a lot of money on building these things. But you
Hell,
haven't
it's
seen
our
too much
wood.
happening on that front, have you? Huh? You notice?
I'm done.
Well, keep your eyes. Hey, keep
You
your
are
eyes open,
smart.
okay? Keep
I
your
can
eyes
tell
open.
this wood is American wood.
Keep your eyes open. But there's a reason for things not happening also.
All right,
We
Nicola,
invested
thank you very much for your
$2.5
time.
trillion
You're
in the
done.
US military.
Because I don't want to. I don't want to.
And as you all know, defense
No.
spending in North Carolina has
I want to
soared.
just be able to say what I want to say without being held responsible, guys. Come on.
Veterans, we passed VA choice and VA accountability. Nobody thought that was
Well,
ever
he's
gonna
wrapping up. He's wrapping up.
We killed the leader of ISIS, al-Baghdadi,
That high note.
and we took out the mass murder of American troops. Soleimani is dead. I withdrew from the last administration's disastrous Iran nuclear deal. How about this? $150 billion for nothing. And don't forget, $1.8 billion in cash, in green. Many airplanes loaded up with cash. I recognized the true capital of Israel and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. 2 years they worked on that. We got it done in 2 hours. 52 years. And instead of never-ending wars, we are forging peace in the Middle East without blood.
Oh my god, it's going to be so awesome when we don't have to deal with him anymore.
Just signed up another country today. Iran doesn't want to let me win. China doesn't want to let me win. They want me to be defeated so badly. And the swamp doesn't want to let me win. Because I am fighting for you. I'm fighting for you. The first call I'll get after we win, the first call I'll get will be from Iran saying, let's make a deal. Because you talk about an economy, their economy, GDP down 27%. Nobody's ever even heard of it. A vote for Republicans is a vote for safe communities, great jobs, and a limitless future for all Americans. So in conclusion, we're all about the American dream. You know, we're about the American dream. Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. We have to say that. Honest Abe. Over the next 4 years, we will make America into the manufacturing superpower of the world. And we will end our reliance on China once and for all. It's already happening. We will hire more police, increase penalties for assaults on law enforcement, and we will ban deadly sanctuary cities. We will uphold religious liberty, free speech, and the right to keep and bear arms. Second Amendment. And remember, Joe Biden is going to take away your Second Amendment. He's going to take it away. Don't even think about it.
Right, because that's how that works.
We will strike down terrorists who threaten our cities, and we will keep America out of these ridiculous, absolutely crazy foreign wars. We will do it. Countries you've never even heard of. We will maintain America's unrivaled military might, and we will ensure peace through strength. That's what we have right now. And the equipment that we built is the greatest anywhere in the world. Russia, China, North Korea, everybody. We are the envy. Nobody has equipment like us. Missiles, rockets, tanks, submarines, ships, fighter jets. Beautiful, beautiful. The best stuff anywhere in the world.
Yeah, he's been trying to do that for years, Head.
7 times faster than anything else. 7 times. They go rather
Super
quickly.
duper missiles.
And we've totally redone our nuclear. And hope to God.
Good, he's not saying super duper missiles anymore.
Never have to use any of it. That's
Sounds like a
But you know,
idiot.
because it's now redone, you know, remember I got here and a highly overrated general said, "Sir, we have no ammunition." I said, "That should never happen to a president again." But hope to God this equipment.
Wrap it up,
will
Don.
be used, but nobody has it like us. And you know,
Wrap it up, man.
the reason it may never be used is because we have it. If we didn't have it, we may have very big problems. We could have had very
Yeah.
big problems. We
People
got
are streaming out. People are
maybe
starting to leave. People are starting to leave.
Rise medical billing.
That's one of those things like 1 or 2 people leaves and then everybody's just like, dude, I'm out of here, man. Like, I'm good. I can't deal with this anymore.
Please remember price transparency.
I love seeing that.
Healthcare. Wait till you see this. A
Mm.
lot of people aren't too happy with what I did there. Further reduce the cost of prescription drugs. Favored nations.
Yep,
We're gonna
there
be
goes
the
another
first in the
family.
world.
They're out. All right, I'm
We
done,
will
dude.
always protect patients with pre-existing conditions.
See if anybody else follows them.
America will land the first woman on the moon, and the United States will be the first nation to land an astronaut on Mars. We will stop the radical indoctrination of our students and restore patriotic education to our schools.
That's my favorite thing, the indoctrination of our students. Like, what are
We will
you
teach our
talking
children
about?
to love our country,
What are
honor
you
our
t-
history, and always respect our great American flag.
Okay, Don.
And we will live by the time
I think-
words
Oh, I think they're coming out, Jacob, because
we trust.
because Barack Obama is out, and they could be Russian or
A president who apologized for America. Now
from another country. They might not even be from the United States. You never know.
and standing up for the great,
The host? Say my name, fool. My name is on the screen, buddy.
standing up for North Carolina. But we have the most important election in
They
our
got
history.
banned, Head.
So get your friends, get your family, get your neighbors, get your co-workers, get your boss, rip him out of the seat. And get out and vote. Gotta get out and vote.
Okay, Don.
From Asheville, we'll be there soon, to Charlotte, from Wilmington to Raleigh, and from Greensboro to right here in Gastonia. We stand on the shoulders of red-blooded American patriots who poured out their heart, sweat, and soul to secure our liberty and defend our freedom. Our brave American ancestors crossed the ocean.
Yeah, good for you, man.
blazed the trail, settled the continent,
You're the only person
wilderness, dug out the
saying that on this channel. And only Trump and his
raised up
Rudy
the
Giuliani's are saying it's a cover up. Man, come on, man.
defeated fascism and
What are you talking about?
and
Are you
made
talking about
America
the
single
emails? I don't even know what you're
greatest
talking about, bro.
nation in the
Whatever, man.
history of the world, and you haven't seen
Get lost, homie.
anything yet.
What are you gonna do, Lawson? What are you gonna do when he loses by like a landslide?
And
What are you gonna
together
do,
we
man?
are taking back our country. We are
What are you gonna do,
returning
man?
power to you,
What are you
the
gonna
American
believe
people. That's
when
what
he's gone?
happened
Or if he
4
moves to
years
Russia,
ago.
dude? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna say if he moves to
Your
Russia?
hope, your devotion, and your drive.
Like,
We
oh
are
damn,
going
all
to
that
keep
Russia
on
stuff was
working.
true?
We
Oh
are
my
going to keep
god.
on fighting, and we are going to keep on
Oh,
winning.
come on, man.
Winning, winning.
Winning.
We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together with the incredible people of North Carolina, we have made America powerful again, our military. We have made America wealthy again, our stock market, your 401k.
Gianni, I think he's gonna move to Russia so he doesn't go to jail.
We have made America
That's what I think.
We have made America proud again.
Yanukovych, the former Ukrainian leader, he now lives in Russia because he was a Russian puppet, just like Donald Trump. Ukraine wanted to go after him. They wanted to go after him. They wanted to put him in jail, and he went to Russia. Okay, there you go, Don. Way to wrap it up. Ugh. Well, that was fun. At least the first part of it with Barack Obama. Sorry about the technical difficulties there. If anybody is still in here, wish we could have got that entire Barack Obama speech on. Barack Obama just killed it. He did awesome. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and special thanks to Robin Barry for signing up to become a member. You guys can do that back on the channel. It's also linked in the description below. Just a couple bucks a month, and it really helps me. Goes a long way to making videos. So yeah, I'm going to be streaming the debate tomorrow night. So I look forward to watching that with all of you guys. Sandra, thank you. Jacob, thank you. Head, thank you. Lawson, dude, thank you for coming on and commenting, even though literally nothing you said made any sense. Anyway, yeah, see you tomorrow, guys. Have a good one.